Hi, fourth graders. I'm going to explain to you how to do your writing assignment for today, Friday, May 15th. So you'll go to your activities and you'll see your writing assignment. You'll click Add Response. And once you're here, let me actually go back because I want you to see. All right, here we go. You'll see the directions first. It's really important that you're always reading the directions because it's going to explain to you what you're supposed to do. So for your writing lesson today, you're going to be comparing and contrasting the two Native nations that we've learned about so far. So you learned about the Haudenosaunee Nation and the Sioux Nation this week. So you're going to be comparing and contrasting, which means how are they similar and how are they different? Different aspects of their life, and you're going to get to choose one aspect. So your choices are, do I want to compare community life? Do I want to compare spiritual beliefs? Or do I want to compare and contrast their threats? So you're going to choose one of those to compare and contrast between those two nations. So let's go ahead and show you what this will look like. When you click Add Response, you're going to see that there's multiple pages here. So I want you to take a look at on the left-hand side, it says Haudenosaunee. On the right-hand side, it says the Sioux. So anything that's on the left-hand side is going to be all about the Haudenosaunee tribe, and on the right-hand side, it's going to be all about the Sioux. And if you notice, there's a heading here, and it says Community Life. So all of this information on this page is about community life. Remember, that's one of the options you can compare and contrast. Let's look at page 2. So page 2 again, the Haudenosaunee on the left, the Sioux on the right. This one's all about spiritual beliefs. Maybe that's interesting to you, and you would say, yep, I want to compare and contrast the spiritual beliefs of the Sioux and the Haudenosaunee people. Option 3, you can compare and contrast the threats of the Haudenosaunee and the Sioux Nation. So you are to choose one of these 3, community life, spiritual beliefs, or threats. Not all 3, not 2, just 1. Once you've made your decision, that's the page and information that you will read. So maybe I'm really interested about what threats these nations had to endure and overcome. So that's what I'm going to compare and contrast. I'm going to reread. This is directly from the text, so this should be familiar information. You're going to reread the threats of the Haudenosaunee on the left, then you'll reread the threats of the Sioux on the right. Here's where you start filling things in. On page 4 is where you are going to start writing. How are the Haudenosaunee and the Sioux threats alike? How are they similar? And how are they different? Okay. On the topic up here, you can type in threats. So that way I know what your topic is. So it can either be threats, community life, or religious or spiritual practices. So that should be your topic. That's your heading. And then here on the left side, how are they similar? Very specific. And how are they different? And how are you getting that information? It's by going back to the text and reading it. You don't have to cite the page number, just say the explicit fact. So you could say, they were threatened by outsiders. That's something that both were threatened by. That would be how they are alike. Okay. On the different side, maybe it's this nation, and you can tell me which one, I'm not going to tell you, was threatened by Europeans. Okay. That would be how they were different because maybe not both tribes were threatened by Europeans. Okay, so once this is completed, you want 3 to 5 facts or details about how they are similar or different total on each side. Okay, so you should have between 6 and 10. Then once that is done, you are to assemble that into a compare-contrast paragraph using your information on here. You can either type directly onto this blank space, or you can write on a piece of paper and upload an image here of your finished writing. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I look forward to reading your work.